Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, it's Regit and welcome to another flipping tower thing. You know, the thing where we subject ourselves to rules we don't really need to and then be unhappy about it by the end of the video? Yep, you got the right one. I think everyone roughly knows what we're attempting to do, so let's revisit some of me trying to do that. Right, how do you like being kept as far away as possible? I'm starting early this time and I'm keeping you as far away as I can. As much as you may creep forward, there will come a time soon enough, at least I hope, that you will stop creeping forward, you horrible tower-staffed menace. This seems to be the only way to deal with this initial stuff, is just to spam absolutely everything. And I bet I watch anyone else doing it and they just do pretty much almost nothing and it would just happen to work out for them, as it always seems to do. Let's freeze you, bring out a Rocat, and stay very calm indeed. Well, that Maglev missed, so that's going to give the Snatch an opportunity to just go ham on everything and kill it all pretty much. Well, that's got to leave my two anti-wavers very, very weak, so that won't do us too well for the next oncoming wave, but whoever thought that we were going to be doing well before any event ever? Well, Masashi's died in interesting circumstances, and despite absolutely everything that I've got, that Red Snatch survived through it all, and, well, that's going to do it again. Apologies for any form of disjointed narrative, but the bit before this bit was recorded the last time that I recorded a Panic at the Tower, which was itself a very long time ago, so really I have no idea what's going on, and I only vaguely understand what this is, because this has been here the whole time, and now I've got to try and work out what it was to explain it. So I think this was as a result of advice that old Lucas IV gave concerning the dealing with of peons, which is why we have Cyborg Cat. Technically a bit unconventional in the level which requires very exact placements to have something so expensive, but the sort of one slap damage of it should be good enough to really help with some peons, so I think that's why that's there. And also we've got Manic Island Cat, especially for things like snatches. Maybe we need to go for damaging the peons rather than just trying to facilitate them. I guess that's why we have Jizo as well. With the additional stuff, that means that our attack combo is now just the Sister Act, but to be fair, I think that perfectly sensible. If more units means more peon dealing withness, I'm very happy to accept that. Right, I'm very sort of unused to this, and so as Chappie approaches, really it's like I'm doing this for the first time again, because I don't really know what I'm doing, but we're trying to let him get close, I think, or not. Maybe we realised we couldn't do that, but I'm fairly sure we realised we couldn't do not that. So ultimately, we can't do anything, which is a great place to be starting. Right, okay, here's our first test then. We're going to double meat shield it, and immediately that hasn't really worked for some reason, but we've got a little bit of it going past. The Manic Island has done a good job there. We've managed to protect ourselves. I mean, technically, within itself, it was a complete and utter shambles, but actually, eventually, it sort of kind of worked out, so that's all right. The problem is often that when the next thing comes along, it doesn't work out all right at all. But there's a cyborg, it got a hit, it definitely knocked back the Doge Dark, and Lorax is not on the base. I mean, it gets closer every time, and that is still causing us huge amounts of trouble that we really don't need, but we're being protected somewhat, a tiny little bit, and having the higher level worker cat is allowing me to sort of spam these things each time. And it seems like perhaps the recharge times are short enough for us to be able to be putting them out each time there's a wave of peons. Right, okay, you, and you. Yep, liking it. Doge Dark dealt with nice and fast. I can afford another work upgrade after that. And me Akira's gone for some unexplained reason. Well, that's going to make things more difficult. Let's have a U, and probably a U as well. Nice Akira. And then a U, and sod it, all of you. There's no strategy to this at all. Once again, all of that, and also that as well. Although Cyborg might have missed a shot, there was enough damage done. We are doing what I would consider spectacularly well. So probably at least down to 90% boss health by now. Nice sort of, oh no, it wasn't a missed wave, it was a delayed wave, and that's just wreaked havoc. Oh, please don't let that be a double death. I mean, it's almost a double death. Mimashi is dead. We're right up against it. Let's cannon these back and do all we can to stop them. Can we really stop them? Oh, yes we can, but it's now into the realms of doubles. So as soon as I stop speaking for the first peon, the second peon arrives, Akira's really far behind the flipping base. Can we protect ourselves? Just about. The rice ball just in time there. But again, really up against it. And I think unless we have some form of luck with just pretty much killing everything at this point, this is going to be it for us. As evidenced by the fact that Nasty Oik Face is now on the base. And there is nothing we can do. What spectacularly exciting boss HP have we got to this time? We haven't even got halfway. My next reasoning is, first of all, not realising what the octopus is for, then realising what the octopus is for, and then realising that's probably not going to help me. So it must be for essentially protection of the Jizo and things like that, who can't withstand one of the waves like the Manic Island can, to get the damage off. But in the heat of the moment, I'm not going to be astute enough to be able to actually do that. I want stuff that I can just put out in a blind panic and see it work. So I've got rid of the octopus, and by extension it probably makes sense to get rid of the Jizo. Although its attack is fast, doesn't seem to be fast enough for me because I'm a bit slow. So I'm going to put in Zamboni in place of the Jizo, and I've also entered into the battle Jamira Cat. Jamira, because as a nice fast attack, walks very slowly, but stuff's really near the base anyway. Hopefully it can just whack things into oblivion and only ever gets knocked back when it dies. So it will essentially and literally put all of its life into trying to get rid of these enemy peons. In this little part of the battle before the Lorax comes out, I had a little sort of personal dichotomy between two different ideas. Do I save up my worker cat from the very start and just put out one of my big units, or put out both of them and just try things that way? Well, either way I've sort of messed it up slightly by hitting the worker cat, but I'm going to try and do both of them and just have the protection that we get from that. But I mean, that hasn't gone so well in the fact that I've already managed to mess up my meat shielding, and it's literally the start of the battle. Get ready for mushy. Okay, first action stations, here we go. Double meat shielding, and Jamira comes out, really does walk slowly, but gets in the attack, but ultimately doesn't hit the snatch itself. But that's good enough. That's all we really needed. Okay, bam, bam, and bam, bam. I chose Zamboni specifically because it's resistant to the old waves, and that does seem to help us. It doesn't need to stay around for a huge amount of time, and definitely seems to stay around long enough to have the impact I need it to, and that is protection within each wave. But that's one of my big units dead, and we're quite compromisingly out in the field of battle when Akira really needs to be essentially level with the base. I was gonna say, oh, Lorax will sort that out by moving him back. I mean, yeah, he definitely could do that, or he could literally kill everything. But of all the times to be really close to having the unit that you really need, this is not a useful time. Right, please just do something. Go on, knock the sod back. Excellent. Right, sod has been knocked back, but we're in an extremely compromising position, i.e. gonna die kind of position, because I'm really struggling for monies, and absolutely everything has failed absolutely miserably, but somehow just about alright, but not really alright at all, because immediately after that is the next peon, and really, we pretty much stand no chance. Though, cat cannon might have protected us a little bit there. We are, by the skin of our teeth, still going, but we're always going to be on the back foot in this kind of safety exchange, and so ultimately, I think this run isn't going to go well at all. Bam, 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 bam. Oh, we knocked it back. That's good. Okay, that might actually give us time to deal with the Dark Doge. Cyborg gets a shot in. Jamira does not, but it is dead after all that spamming, and that's just what we need. But there's another one, and I do not like the fact that these meat shields are now disjointed. Please bring them in at the same time so I actually know what I'm doing. Manic Island, sort yourself out, you useless oik. Why are you not doing your own job? You are usually half of the solution to everything, and today you are being completely inept. What percentage have we got ourselves to this time? It's worse. I mean, of course it's worse. That's what we've come to expect every episode now. We start off getting about halfway there, and then it just gets worse. Perhaps if that last run answered anything though, it answered the question that I had with myself at the very start of the battle. Should I be upgrading my worker cat or putting two of the big units out at once? It should be one at once, because with two we seem to push forward too far, and even though they should have superior power to kill all the meat shields and keep knocking Lorax back, in real terms for some reason that just isn't true. So one at a time, worker cat upgrading, hopefully we'll do a little bit better. We are up to a level 6 worker cat by the time of the first peon. Enough monies for level 7, but we'll just keep it here to be safe. And that was actually almost sensibly dealt with. Would you look at that? Oh, that knockback was welcome. I got into a little bit of a pickle there, started spawning other stuff. The Zamboni then just made the waves go completely double time, weird, wild and horrible, and I got a little bit scared. But we've now achieved max worker cap just as another peon comes in. Not very useful. Musashi! Musashi, you moron! What was that? You healthless fool! Why are you dying like that? Can I rely on you for anything, you idiot? And there's another meat. Well, you know what? Sod you. Give up on this one. There's no point even trying to protect against that. I'm not happy. Can you tell? I've had enough of this. I'm going for a Twix.